Ladies and gentlemen, by this teaching, we have learned that portals are gateways from this realm to the spiritual realm. And we have established that the spiritual realm is as real as the physical realm. Why? Because when Apostle Paul in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verse 1 down to 3-4, when he accesses the third heaven, he saw, he heard things that 14 years later he speaks about and says he cannot explain, he can't say what, he can't talk about the things. They are too wonderful to speak about them. Meaning that realm is real. Now, Adam was a creature created by God to transact business, both in the physical and spiritual realms. When I say Adam, I mean man and I mean you. So man was created with the ability to change realms. He was created with the ability to ascend from the physical to the spiritual realm. Let's do a quick study of Adam and see how his life is. Now, in the book of Genesis chapter 3 verse 24, I want to use amplified Bible. So God drove the man out, and at the east of the Garden of Eden, God permanently stationed the cherubim and the sword with a flashing blade which turned round and round in every direction to protect and guard the way, entrance. Look at that. To protect and guard the way, the entrance and access to the tree of life. Question: what about the walls? Because here is at the entrance, meaning the Garden of Eden. Listen, let me explain. Let me go ahead on myself. The Garden of Eden was a dimension in the spiritual realm. It was a location in the spirit. That's why the entrance is guarded. The gate is guarded, meaning it's more of a portal. Pay attention. Adam was formed out of the dust of the ground, not in the Garden of Eden. No, from the ground, from the dust, from the earth. This earth that we are in, that has mountains and rivers and oceans. Come on. Now, Adam was formed out of the dust of the ground and put in a garden. And in that garden, he enjoyed many things. In that Garden of Eden, there was trees. There was the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. There was the tree of life. In that garden, God would come and have fellowship with man there. When man sinned, he was driven out from the garden to till the ground from where he was taken, meaning Adam fell. When first man fell, he was cast out. I'm driving to something. He was cast out. Now, the same way Satan fell and he was cast out of heaven to this world. Pay attention. After a fall, you can't continue to enjoy God's glory and goodness like before. The same way with Saul. The moment Saul fell because of disobedience, the Spirit of God in him left him. Now he can't access God. No vision, no dream. God can't speak to him. God can't reach to him. Why? It's like he was cast out from a place that he was enjoying. Hey, pay attention to what I'm saying. Adam disobeyed God and he lost his place. Now, in this teaching of portals, beware of disobedience. Beware of pride. Beware of pride, because eating that fruit in first place is pride. Satan had already planted the seed of pride in them. Why? Because you are going against God. You know more than, it's called pride. I want to be like, Satan said, I want to be like the Most High. When he came to them, he said, you will be like. It's called pride. It's got selfishness. It's about you. It's about your ambition. Listen, and of course, so disobedience, pride, the enemy is determined, pay attention, to make you lose your sweet place. When God opens a portal for you, a portal of heaven, don't lose it. How do you lose it? Through disobedience. If you allow pride, you can't stay there. You will fall. You will be cast out. The way Satan was cast out, the way Adam and Eve were cast out. And now they are going to till the ground. There are thorns in the ground. There were no thorns in the portal. Come on. Life is easier and better through the portal. So the enemy is determined to make you lose your place. Watch out. Because the enemy is mad about you conducting God through portals. You conducting God. The passage in Genesis chapter 3 verse 8, Genesis 3:8, where it says, in the cool of the day, God comes to visit Adam and Eve, and they had him coming, and they realized they were naked, and they ran to hide, and they had leaves around them. Pay attention. It suggests a regular or customary interaction, implying a consistent pattern of fellowship. So man used to enjoy fellowship with God. But look at that. Look at what? When he fell, when he was cast out of the garden, mind your own business. It's even in chapter 4, the end of chapter 4, when Seth was born, is when men began to call upon the name of the Lord. There was kind of a revival. It was rare. What man enjoyed in the portal, in the garden. Portals are important in contacting God more than just mere access. And I've said that before. When a portal opened for Moses, pay attention to this one. The Bible records in Psalms 103 verse 7. Psalms 103 verse 7. That to Moses, he revealed his ways. Look at that. When a portal opened to Moses, God revealed his ways, his character. But to the children of Israel, pay attention, to the children of Israel, they only knew his deeds. Don't forget, they had times of fellowship, worship, and the glory of God would come down. But you know what? Portals, they take you to another dimension, you and God. Moses, God revealed his ways to him. The children of Israel, just the deeds, the acts. Which one do you choose? Which one do you want? Pay attention. So, a portal is a gate to heaven. Jacob stumbles on a portal that his grandfather Abraham had opened many years ago. How does it happen? How did it happen? In the book of Genesis chapter 12 verse 8, when Adam arrived in the land of Canaan, he pitched his tent in Bethel and built an altar there. That means he opened a portal and God, he was conducting God there. Many years later, the grandson Jacob stumbles on that altar. And I want to read that scripture in the book of Genesis 28, verse 12 to 18. I want to read that one verse 17 with TPT, the Passion Translation. Bible says, when he woke up from that dream, Bible says, terrified and overwhelmed, he said, how awesome is this place? I have stumbled right into the house of God. Then he says, this place is a portal, the very gate of heaven. This place is a portal, the very gate of heaven. And you know the life of Jacob, the moment a portal opened in his life was supernatural. He would access angels, he would have fellowship with, oh my goodness.